Tonight we are playing Star Wars the Deckbuilding Game, which is a two-player head-to-head deck building game where it is Empire versus Rebels. You've got to sort of amass your troops, improve your deck, attack your opponent's bases. Normally you might play to 3 bases where you're playing a little bit shorter game, but more important than that, I'm joined by a special guest, Tom. Tom, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
So I am the Empire, so I'm going to kick us off. But while we are here, can you tell me a little bit about, we met playing Magic, but you have another hobby that's kind of a bit interesting. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, so I've been dancing modern jive as a social dance for the past, I don't know, started in 2006, so a while. And it's just a bit of good fun, meet new people, get some exercise in, some friendly competition. So what do we got here?
I'm going to gain 3, so I'm going to get this, and then I'm going to deal 2 damage to your base.
2 damage.
And then so the new unit just goes into my discard pile, which means my deck is slowly going to get better. I can't access yet. I'll draw up, and then it's your turn. Once we've replaced this card with a Jowl, which we can both grab. Yeah, I think this is one of the unique things about this game is normally, you know, there might be different cards you can buy. You can actually attack the cards to get a bonus, but also then remove it from your opponent's sights, so to speak.
Yep. All right, so my go.
So what does being into dance really involve?
Well, the main part is there's a weekly class where you basically go, they teach a few moves, they get people social dancing. So, you know, once at the start you've got to sort of learn what you're doing. So there's 4 resources here, plus the Force is with me because I'm the good guys.
Yep.
So 5 total. So I'm gonna pick up. So I'll pick up the B-wing for 5, and I'll do 2 damage to your base with the trooper, and that gets replaced.
So there's weekly classes. So there's social aspect to it as well as the exercise you were saying. Because I've seen that you also sort of travel for competitions as well.
Yeah, that's right. So certain cities will have sort of yearly competitions. It's not really, you know, you're not playing for a bunch of prize money or anything like that. It's just for the fun of competing, meeting new people from interstate. I've been to a few New Zealand ones, so you get to broaden the horizons there a bit. So you're done. Okay, no attacks. That's good for me.
So what attracted you to dance then as a hobby?
Yeah, so they opened a new school sort of on a Monday night near where I was living at the time. And my neighbor, who I was friends with from, you know, early childhood, she basically dragged me along saying, look, there's no guys here, we need more guys. So I qualified, and yeah, so I've been basically going since. I had a lot of fun, and yeah, it's been good. So I'm grabbing the transport, and I have 3 left. Yeah, we'll pick this one up for the other 3, and I'll attack you for 2. Okay, so I am out of my deck, so reshuffle and redraw.
Everything gets shuffled in, and then you're drawing up.
88.
So, because obviously you've enjoyed dance because it's been years since that initial time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess this is not Billy Elliot the movie, but has there been, like, have you found anything of people been like any sort of like cultural clash or anything like that of being into dance as a guy?
I mean, slightly surprisingly, maybe not really. It's always like, you know, I've got friends from, you know, Magic and other aspects of my life as well, and no one's really given me a hard time about it, which is good. Yeah, I feel typically it could be sort of have issues like that, but no, it's been good. So, which I was certainly happy with. Yeah.
Well, probably helps that we're not like 10 years old.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play a Rebel Transport. It's my first capital ship.
Means I have to attack that before I attack the base.
Yep. And a B-wing. So this also has an ability, so I'm going to choose to repair 2 damage off my base.
Oh, nice. So I guess, you know, if someone was interested in dance as a hobby or as exercise, what sort of advice would you have for them?
I mean, so the style I do is called modern jive, which is it's probably the most basic sort of style you could pick up. It's still a lot of fun. You can dance it at a high level, but it is one of the easiest styles to pick up for most people because there's minimal to no footwork involved, which helps. But yeah, there's a bunch of different styles you can try. There's West Coast swing, there's a bunch of Latin styles, salsa is very popular. So it just depends sort of where you are, because the one issue with Melbourne is it's very large, so you sort of run into issues if the class is on one side of the city, you probably can't go there if you live on the other side. So just have a look in your area, and if you look up sort of social dance classes, that it'll definitely come up, because there's a lot of different styles that are very popular and doing quite well for themselves. You know, obviously now that lockdowns are over, and that was obviously a complete dead period for the hobby. But yeah.
And from what you were saying, a lot of groups maybe have more females than males as well, so that's a thing to...
It can happen. These days it's fairly well balanced, generally speaking. A lot of people go with their partner. Yeah. Not always though, you certainly don't have to. Okay, I'm gonna buy Scoundrel. Place the next card you purchase on top of your deck.
So yeah, rather than shuffling it in, it's available straight away.
Okay, I'm going to use this ability, and I'm going to pay 5, so this gives me 3 and 2, and I'm going to purchase IG88, and I'm going to put it on the top of my deck.
And Tom, your turn.
Okay, so I will get a resource, I will play a bunch of damage guys.
Yep.
And I will attack your base.
Yes, you're going to kill the Jester, destroy the Jester. You defeated me, which is thematic. Tom, thank you for playing the game, Star Wars Deckbuilding Game, but also tell us a little bit about dance as a hobby. Sort of interesting to see that, different from our connection, which was magic. So thank you.
Welcome, and thanks for having me. It's good fun.